Urvil Patel's 9-ball innings for CSK at the Arun Jaitley Stadium might not remain for too long in the memories of too many fans as the games roll by and as the seasons come and go. But if CSK do go on to make it to the playoffs this season, it might rank among one of the most important knocks of the edition for his team. This and a lot more in today's episode of the 23rd Yard Club Cricket Podcast. No, that wasn't meant to be a clickbaity hook to hook you on to this cricket podcast. And no, this isn't taking away from what Sanju Samson did against Delhi yesterday. I have a whole section coming up on his knock, but he will get the credit from CSK fans and experts alike, like he absolutely deserves. He got the Player of the Match award too. The one guy who might miss out is Urvil, and from the context of this game and the tournament situation, his 17-run innings was what set CSK on the path to a win. Here's what transpired. The Arun Jaitley Stadium pitch looked extremely dry and cracking and was expected to be so two-paced that Axar Patel opted to bat first after winning a toss. That's only the 10th time this season a team has done that from 48 matches that have been played so far. And for the longest time during Delhi innings, it looked like a score of even 160 would make for an interesting chase. Delhi eventually made 155, and they would have thought that they had a chance at the halfway stage, especially after Rituraj Gaikwad scraped through to a 13-ball 6 batting next to Sanju Samson. At the 4-over mark, CSK were 24 for 1 with the difficulties of hitting through the line, rearing its head up again and again on that surface. Samson hadn't gotten going at this stage either. He had taken 10 balls to get to 11, and another overtake by in which Axar Patel conceded just 4. After 5.4 overs, it was 32 for 1. The power play nearly running out, the required run rate mounting, and Samson struggling on 14 of 15. Urvil Patel then hit 2 of the middle of the bat like nobody else had done all match, of the best bowler in the Delhi lineup as well, on a surface that looked as conducive for stroke play as the Barbados pitch in 1997 West Indies versus India Test. Probably a little better than that, but you get the gist. And here you add Patel picking one of his hips to send it into the crowd behind deep square leg, and the second one into the stands over a long on fence. Suddenly, a dawdling CSK run rate went from less than 6 and over in the power play to exactly what they needed at the beginning of their chase. Now, Urvil departed of the next ball that he faced, stumped beautifully off the one that gripped and turned, but those 2 sixes had shifted the momentum dramatically. Samson was suddenly a transformed hitter too. And from looking like CSK were in big trouble, they went on to grab the win in the 18th over. That trigger, that fire starter, however, had been Urvil with that much needed injection of the 35th and the 36th ball of their chase. As I said earlier, take nothing away from the player of the game. Sanju Samson has been special this year. He has 2 centuries this season. He added an unbeaten 87 yesterday to take his run tally to more than 400 for the season. But more than those knocks and more than those total runs that he has made so far is the situations in which Samson has shown that stand out dramatically. That first century of the season, which also came against Delhi Capitals and also the first by any player this IPL, happened on a flat chip-ox surface. There were signs of Samson slowing down as he got to that landmark, but once that monkey was off his shoulder, the 2 match-winning knocks that he has played since, 3 if you count his 48 against KKR as well, those were innings of high substance, having come on pitches that weren't as straightforward for the batters as some of the rest of them have been this season. They have been testing. Even that second century of the season for Samson, which came at the Wankhede Stadium, which is typically a ground known for its high scoring capabilities, was on what turned out to be one of the slowest tracks at that venue this season. Samson had made 101 in that game, while Mumbai Indians as a team struggled to even get to 100 as the surface gripped and turned and made life miserable for the batters all round. In fact, the sight of the Mumbai Indians team congratulating Samson after that knock was as much a sign of their recognition of how well Samson had played for that surface as it must have been for anything else. And this story repeated in the reverse Delhi fixture yesterday as well, which, as I said, was again played on a 2-paced pitch where it was difficult to hit through the lines. The Delhi top order had shown in this one that none of their top 6 batters were able to get going. The highest score was 19. Samson himself struggled to start things off, as I mentioned earlier. But once Urvil did his bit and departed, Samson looked to have turned the corner as well. He went from 16 of 19, his score was 16 of 19 at one stage, to adding a further 71 runs on his next 33 balls, taking down most bowlers that came his way. The CSK spinners had finished with figures of 3 for 41 from their 7 overs, and Axar had done something similar to push the CSK scoring back. And he also had Kuldeep Yadav as his own spinner to bowl 4 overs when he came on to bowl in the 8th. That meant trouble. Samson found a way to make 16 of his first 2 overs. The match was very much in the balance when Kuldeep came on to bowl his 3rd over, the 12th of the innings. Samson he'd got going, but he hadn't exploded yet. But he had kept the score ticking. But even he knew that they needed that 1 over that would break the Delhi resistance. Delhi needed a couple of wickets. Samson and his team required a few big overs, or at least 1 big over. And it was in that 3rd Kuldeep over that things changed. A clean hit of one that was pitched up was followed by a second 6 in a row of the one that was pitched short. And of the 3rd ball, Kuldeep bowled 115 kilometers per hour delivery down the leg side, which could have very well been left alone for a while. Instead, Samson's fast bat movement helped him get enough on it to earn a boundary. The Delhi players' shoulders sagged, the morale crashed, and Samson ran away with the victory from there on, ending unbeaten on 87 with a strike rate of 167. Again, on a surface that looked and played so well for the bowlers. What Samson has shown with this and the previous 3 match-winning knocks is that he can adapt to both a batting-friendly surface, like was the case in his first century and was the case in the T20 World Cup, and on pitches which have something to offer, a little something for the bowlers as well. And with Urvil and later Kartik Sharma for support, CSK's batting woes from earlier this season look to have been bent for now. So let me know what you think about this Samson innings and what your turning point of this game was. I will be back with another IPL opinion soon. But till that time, have a good day ahead and bye-bye.